Hi, this is Nora over at Corner Farms, and today I'd like to share a recipe with you. It's for beer can chicken. It's an easy one if you're just getting used to working with a whole chicken. It's also good when it's hot because you're not heating up your house. And so let's get started. So I make a little barbecue rub that has salt, onion powder, smoked paprika, garlic powder, chili powder, pepper, ground turmeric, and cayenne ground in it, and I'll be putting the amounts for that in the notes if you want to do that. So I just make that up and I just save an Old Spice jar and keep it in there. Sometimes it'll get a little smashed together and get a little moisture in it, and just break that up before you use it the next time. No reason to really use an expensive beer. I've just got a Yuengling here. I have seen recipes out there that people that prefer not to use beer, that you can use other canned beverages like different colas and such. Okay, so we're going to be using a 5-pound bird today. Any size will really work. It just might affect your cooking time a little bit. So these are all pasture grown here on our farm, and to me they're the most delicious chicken. We're just going to open this up. You'll notice that this one has a little bit of the leg got a little wonky in the plucker, but still going to work for our purposes. The thing you might notice a little different is when we process our birds, we leave a little bit of the neck on there. I'll be taking that off, but I'll be saving it and putting it in a Ziploc in my freezer, and I use those extra parts when I make bone broth, which I'll be putting up a recipe for that here shortly. So we're just going to take that off and set it over to the side. One of the important things about when you're doing a chicken is all this moisture that's on here you want off. That's just, it'll help the skin get nice and crispy. So we're going to get underneath the wing. Use this time. Every once in a while there's a little pen feather that escapes notice when we're processing. And those are just easy to pull off. You'll notice all this nice good fat on here. I don't mind leaving that on there, especially when you're roasting a chicken. Adds a lot of flavor to your pan sauce. Okay, so now that we have that nice and dried off, we'll be adding our rub. So we're just going to take this. I'm going to start by putting some in the cavity. I'm just going to open it up and sprinkle some in there. I'm just going to get a good coat. You may have seen in stores and stuff, they sell these little stands that look several different models that they sell for beer can chicken. You can use those. You don't have to. I'll show you how to get it by without that. Next thing we're going to do is going to open our beer here. I'm just going to pour out roughly half of it. And we're going to take the pull tab off. And put a little more. And then we're going to make a couple more holes because this is actually going to steam the inside and infuse all that flavor. I also like to take a couple teaspoons of my rub and flavor the beer, and you get that in the steam as well. Okay, so if you don't have a little stand to use, you're just gonna sit this on your pan and you're gonna sit your bird upright on it. And just kind of work it gently in there. And then if you take the legs and kind of prop them out, it makes like a little tripod and your chicken will stand up. The stand just provides a little more stability on your grill. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that since I have one. Same type of thing, you're just gonna open that up, kind of get it pressed down on there. So I'm gonna go back over a little bit where I've touched the bird and got some of my spice rub on my fingers. A little more. You can also take the wing and tuck that last section behind, and I kind of keep those up out of the way. Okay, so I've got my grill warming up. You want it to run at about 325, 350 degrees. We're gonna cook it for an hour and then we'll be temping it and see how it's doing. Okay, we've got it put on the grill and you'll notice there's 3 burners. I have the middle one turned off and the outer 2 on low. So we're gonna tuck this in here for an hour and then we'll check the internal temperature. So here it's been an hour, so I've got a meat thermometer. So I'm gonna go in at the, turn this guy around. There we go. Go in here at the breast meat, the thickest part. It's like 147, so that might have a few more minutes in there. Let's get this over here between the leg and the thigh. I think we're gonna give it about 5 more minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. You want to go in here at the where the that's hot thigh and leg meat. And you're looking for at least 165. I usually like to do mine about 10 degrees hotter. It seems that these birds can take the extra temperature without drying them out and gets everything, all the juices running clear. So we're just gonna take this off again, which is kind of a tricky part. Just try to grab it from the top. Something underneath. Okay, so I've gotten this off the grill and we'll let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, kind of let the juices redistribute. So we're just going to take this off of here. Just need to be careful because the beer inside there is pretty warm. Go back here. There we go. Just bring that off. Let's bring it over here. There we go. Okay, I like to break down my birds just with a pair of kitchen shears. So we're going to go right up the backbone here. And you're going to take off the leg quarters, which is going to go down this side of the skin here between the breast and the thigh and the leg. Basically the skins, once you take the backbones off, the backbone out, that's skin's about the only thing holding it. Then you head down into this area here. Sometimes you kind of have to feel around a little bit until you find the joint. There we go. Do the same for the other side. Oops. Sorry, this one's awkward to do. Turn this over. You have your 2 breasts. I'm just going to leave the wings attached. So you're just going to cut down here the middle on the top of the breastbone, kind of just a little shallow to preserve your skin. Then you can go in again and get the breastbone broken, cut through. So there you go. It's not much time to be involved, and you've got a nice dinner and probably a few leftovers. So thanks for watching.